Hey friends, welcome to Farah Insights, where curiosity meets knowledge, and ideas inspire action, and together we'll explore ideas that help us learn, grow, and see the world differently. Let's explore together. Imagine you've spent decades building one of the world's most successful businesses. Your products dominate the market. Millions of people buy them every year. Profits are strong. Customers know your brand. Everything seems to be working perfectly. Then one day, you decide to change everything. Not because your business is failing, but because you believe the future will be different. Would you take that risk? Most companies wouldn't. Adobe did. And that decision transformed the company into one of the world's most valuable software businesses. Today, we're exploring the remarkable story of Adobe, and why managing change may be the most important leadership skill in the 21st century. Because in business, the biggest risk isn't changing. The biggest risk is refusing to change when the world already has. Part 1. Why change is so difficult. Let's begin with a simple question. Why do people resist change? Think about your own life. Perhaps you've wanted to adopt a healthier lifestyle, learn a new skill, change careers, or start a business. Even when we know change is beneficial, it often feels uncomfortable. Organizations experience the same challenge. Employees become familiar with existing systems. Managers rely on proven methods. Customers develop habits. Over time, comfort creates resistance. Management researchers explain this through the concept of status quo bias, our natural tendency to prefer what is familiar over what is uncertain. The problem is, markets don't remain comfortable. Technology doesn't stop evolving. Customer expectations continue to change. Organizations that fail to adapt eventually fall behind. Graduation Cap Research Insight. One of the most influential scholars in change management, Kurt Lewin, proposed that successful change occurs in 3 stages. Unfreeze, prepare people by helping them understand why change is necessary. Change, introduce new behaviors, systems, or processes. Refreeze, reinforce the new way of working until it becomes the norm. This simple framework remains highly relevant in organizations today. Part 2. Adobe's bold decision. For many years, Adobe sold its software in physical boxes and perpetual licenses. Customers would buy Photoshop or Illustrator once and use that version for years. The model was profitable. But Adobe noticed several challenges. Software piracy was increasing. Customers upgraded less frequently. Developing new versions required long release cycles. Instead of waiting for problems to grow, Adobe asked a strategic question. What if software became a service instead of a product? In 2013, Adobe launched Creative Cloud, replacing one-time purchases with a monthly subscription model. The reaction was immediate. Many customers were frustrated. Some threatened to leave. Investors questioned the decision as Adobe's short-term revenue declined. From the outside, the strategy looked risky. But Adobe's leadership focused on long-term value rather than short-term comfort. Part 3. The results. Over time, something remarkable happened. Customers gained continuous updates instead of waiting years for new versions. Creative professionals could access multiple applications through a single subscription. Adobe built stronger, ongoing relationships with its users. The company also gained predictable recurring revenue, allowing it to invest more confidently in innovation. Today, Creative Cloud has become one of the most successful subscription platforms in the software industry. The lesson? Transformation often looks uncomfortable before it looks successful. Part 4. What leaders can learn. Adobe's story offers valuable lessons for anyone leading change. Lesson 1: Don't wait for a crisis. The best organizations change before they are forced to. Proactive adaptation creates long-term resilience. Lesson 2: Communicate the why. People don't resist change simply because it's new. They resist change when they don't understand its purpose. Clear communication builds trust. Lesson 3: Expect resistance. Resistance doesn't always mean the strategy is wrong. It often means people need time, support, and reassurance. Great leaders listen while staying committed to the vision. Lesson 4: Focus on long-term value. Strategic decisions should balance today's performance with tomorrow's opportunities. Sustainable success requires patience. Part 5. Applying the lesson to your own career. Whether you're a student preparing for your first job, a researcher exploring new ideas, an entrepreneur launching a business, or a manager leading a team, ask yourself, am I learning skills for today's world or preparing for tomorrow's? Technology is evolving. Artificial intelligence is transforming industries. Customer expectations are changing rapidly. The professionals who succeed won't simply be the smartest. They'll be the most adaptable. Before we finish, think about one area of your life where you've been avoiding change. Maybe it's learning a new skill, trying a different approach, starting a project you've delayed. Sometimes the first step toward growth isn't having all the answers. It's having the courage to begin. Adobe teaches us that lasting success isn't about protecting the past. It's about preparing for the future. Change is rarely comfortable. But when guided by vision, research, and thoughtful leadership, it becomes an opportunity rather than a threat. If today's video gave you a new perspective or sparked your curiosity, don't let the learning stop here. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Farah Insights, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an insight. Stay curious, keep learning, and remember, one insight can change everything. See you in the next video.